Okay, so I thought it might be really cool to open up the Sega Master System power base just to have a look inside after 33 years, I guess it's been, to see what sort of condition the motherboard is in. The Sega Master System is one of my favorite systems of all time, and I gotta say, just looking at it, I really lucked out, to be honest with you, just how great condition this thing was in. It even has some of the plastic on it, which is really hard to find these days, and especially the way it looks. I'm really was happy with what I got. It would have been better if I could have found the Master System with the box, but that's really hard to find these days. Okay, so on the back of it, I think this is a 1991 model. This particular model was made in China and produced between, I think it was 89 and 91. So with the serial number on there, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Again, it looks really good, and you can see through the air vents there. It looks okay, so we're just gonna try and get through this as fast as possible. I'll speed up the video. We'll get this thing open because I really want to show what sort of condition it was in. So everything's been unscrewed. Now I'm just going to give it a bit of a shake to loosen everything, to get those screws out, and we're going to look inside this thing. I still amazed at how great it looks from the outside, and hopefully it will look as good on the inside. So here we go, we open it up, and the first thing that I can notice, there is some dust in there. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot worse than what it is, considering this is something that's over 30 odd years old. It's in pretty good condition compared to what I had with the original Xbox. I picked up one of those from Cash Converters, and man, that thing was a mess, and I'll leave a link to a video on that one. But overall, this looks pretty good for what it's worth. All those years ago, you can see there's some dust there, but it's nothing too bad that I can't work with. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the screws from the motherboard so we can see what is underneath this thing. There's quite a few screws to get out of this thing, even with the cartridge slot and the card slot as well. You have to do things. I was trying to work out what was going wrong here. I think it was on the cartridge slot. One of the screws wouldn't actually detach from that, so you can see it's kind of like a little bit warped there. So I'm looking around and realize, oh, there is a screw right in the middle which I forgot to remove, so we'll remove that one quickly. And now I just took a little bit of a shake to get this thing off, because I didn't want to damage it after all these years. Imagine if I damaged this thing. Okay, so there it is. It doesn't look in too bad condition. There's something down there on the far left, but that's not too bad. It's more dust than anything else really on that side of the plastic, which I was really surprised about. Really surprised. Now with the top part of it, now it's interesting. I don't know what that is there. It doesn't look too good, but yeah, that's probably the worst part of the whole thing. So again, that to me looks pretty decent. I'm really happy with that. But yeah, just a few things, and that could be easily washed off. So that's what I'll do a little bit later on in this video. I'll give it a wash and it will look pretty good. Okay, so now let's have a look at this. We have on the left, we have the on-off switch. We also have the control ports. Then we have the Sega card slot, which I need to get a game for, and we have the cartridge slot, and there's also expansion above that, which looks not in good condition. So we're going to have a bit look. There's the power base, which it says there. Condition of this thing is actually not too bad. We're going to look at this. That's the NEC VRAM, 8 kilobyte RAM in these things. 8 kilobyte equals 0.1008 of a megabyte. How times have changed with consoles. There's the LED light, like the card slot again. We have the I/O controller, which helps with the interaction of peripheral devices with the control unit itself. I have no idea what that thing there is. That to me is, I don't know what it is. Sony video encoder. Who would have thought there would be some sort of Sony chip on a Master System? That's the Zilog CPU. The next one is actually the BIOS with Hang On and also Safari Hunt, and we have some more NEC RAM, and there's also the AF adapter, RF out, AV out as well. Underneath the metal part there is something else, some more RAM I think. This particular model was made in Hong Kong. You can see there's a little bit of deterioration, but not too much. I have no idea what that transistor is right there. To me, I have no idea what it is. So I ended up washing this thing with just some mild soap detergent, and it looks pretty good. The outer shell is clean, free of debris, ready to be put back on. I was really happy with how this all turned out. I actually did a little bit of research on trying to figure out what all was inside this thing with the motherboard, because it varies from NTSC to the PAL regions, which is really crazy to think about. It does. Now, I noticed this before I put it back on. The reset and pause button, they have deteriorated. The plastic or the rubber around there doesn't look too good, but overall it still works, which is the main thing. Now to put it all back together, so that's pretty much it. That's the video done. It's great to look inside these things just to see how the technology has changed. We have to be careful, I think, with some of these capacitors in there and transistors or whatever it is. They could actually be faulty in the future, so it's something you need to pay close attention to. And I've seen on eBay you can pick up the capacitors for like $7, but you need to have soldering skills to be able to do that sort of stuff, to change them over. So that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for liking, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time, guys.